Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. The feature race at Woodbine on Sunday is the Grade 3 Gray Stakes for 2-year-olds. Let's take a look at this field. They're going to travel 1 1/16 miles over the Tapeta surface. We have a field of 7. Matt, the favorite on the morning line is the number 7, Peppered, at 2-1. But let's begin by talking out of the 2 horses coming out of the Collins Stakes, sprinting on September the 2nd. The winner of that race, the number 4, Like What I See, just stole away to an easy lead and pulled off a pretty big upset, considering it was only a 4-horse field, paying $26.
Yeah, just kind of shook clear on the front end, and it's one of those situations where you let a horse get arguably a soft trip on the front end. They're going to make you pay. I don't care what the price is. This horse, both victories, back-to-back spots, maiden score last time, 2 starts back, and then the Collin here, most recent start, both of them gate-to-wire fashion. Now you've got to answer the question. You've got to stretch out to 1 1/16 miles. You also have other speed drawn all the way down to the inside for Mark Casse. I don't know that it's going to be so easy on the front. There's a part of me that believes if you like the Collin, you're supposed to take the other runner.
You mentioned the potential for a fast pace in this year's Gray. Let's see what the Timeform pace projector has in store. That red bar indicates that our friends at Timeform agree with you, that Like What I See, while getting to the front, might have to deal, and they actually have the number 2, Piven, up close to the pace, sitting in second. As for Piven, came from off the pace to win first time out at 5 furlongs in the Collin last time out, perhaps compromised by the lack of pace in that short field. Did you want to see him rally a little bit more, or were you pleased with the way he finished late?
No, I have to be honest with you. Also keep in mind that Piven wasn't even the favorite in there. There was a 1-5 shot, and they each took a shot at the horse that was out there on the front end, Like What I See, and neither of them could get to that horse. And I don't want to say it felt like they hung, but we always talk about it. How good could a race be if all 3 noses were across the wire? There's a part of me that looks at it and says, of the 2, I prefer Piven, but at the same time, I don't love this horse. The idea of stretching out, and I think there are a couple other really nice runners in here.
Peppered in a big figure, an 81, and did it around 2 turns. Pretty impressive in only start number 2, considering he was stretching out from 5 furlongs to 1 mile. He won that race by 7 lengths, has come out of it with a bullet workout at 5 furlongs, and has a positive formulator fact in his corner, as we see for trainer Reed Baker. Over the past 5 years, with 2-year-old last out maiden winners on synthetic, he's clicking at 40% with a $3.34 ROI. Even though he's stepping up to face winners for the first time, you can make the argument that this morning line favorite is definitely the horse to beat.
He's the horse to beat, and I think he's a really talented horse. You look at what he did in that career debut. He was off a little bit slow. Keep in mind, Piven won that day, and he came on with a nice run belatedly. Then they immediately stretch him out to 2 turns, and he absolutely buried that field. I mean, he looked like a good horse. He was professional throughout, and he was never a loser. Admittedly, he had a good setup that day. There was a fair amount of pace signed on, but I got to be honest with you. Anybody that picks Peppered, I think you're looking at the most likely winner of this race by far, simply because he looks like he could be a serious racehorse.
The number 1, Looking to Strike, goes out for Mark Casse and Patrick Husbands, a pace-pressing winner on turf last time out, going 7 furlongs. Not too concerned about the additional distance for this son of Looking at Lucky. The question is, at this point in his career, is he fast enough to take on some of these tougher horses?
I don't think he is, whether you're looking at the buyer speed figures, you're looking at the Timeform US ratings. I mean, you're looking at a best buyer of 52. Sure, you're expecting a forward move in the 3rd lifetime start, and I agree with you, the distance isn't going to be a problem. The question is he actually this good?
The number 5, Leopold, goes out for Calumet Farm and trainer Owen Hardy. How important is it that this horse already has a win around 2 turns? The buyer speed figure from that win at Presque Isle Downs only a 50, but he did it in somewhat professional fashion, coming from off a moderate pace.
Yeah, I always like to see horses that are proven going a route of ground as opposed to these stretch-out sprinters. But at the same time, you obviously, you factor some other things into it. You look at the field that he beat that day. I mean, he didn't beat anything that even resembles, at this point anyway, a thoroughbred. I will say he's got a little bit of pedigree on the bottom half. He's a half the Saruni, who was a nice dirt router, but to me, this is a horse that's in a little bit tough.
Tale of Vienna, the 3, completes the field, a debut winner back in July, but it's now been 3 months since we've seen him. He's going to have to stretch out 3.5 furlongs, and he's going to have to do a heck of a lot better than that 39 buyer from the debut.
Yeah, look, if I said that Leopold's not fast enough, there's no way that Tale of Vienna's fast enough, and another horse that beat just a really, really subpar group.
Top selections for the Grade 3 Gray. We talked about Peppered already. I think he's the most likely winner, perhaps for me at an unappetizing price. I want you to talk about a really fascinating horse. Your top selection, the number 6, Archigelos, who won last time out going long on turf. He's coming back in a week for the Mad Genius.
Well, I guess that's the thing, that there's a little bit of concern that the fact that they are just stuffing him right back into the entries. But at the same time, look, if anybody's going to do anything like this, Michael Dickinson's a guy that knows a thing or two about just running horses right back or running them in seemingly peculiar positions. I thought his career debut was good. He had 3 next out winners, including himself, come out of that spot. He has a little bit of tactical speed, and I think that's the thing that I'm hopeful is going to be the difference maker, that he's going to get the jump on a horse like Peppered, who Peppered, it's not that he's a confirmed closer or anything, but I think he's going to come from 3 or 4 out of it. And Archangelios is going to be more forwardly placed. He's going to be in behind the pace. I understand he's popped back to his left lead in each of those first 2 starts. There's a part of me that wonders if he's just a little bit green. And for those of you that are big fans of pedigree, I mean, this horse has it. Obviously, you see Temple City on top, but he's a half to a horse called Big Brown, who we know what he was capable of on his best day. He was also, keep in mind, a nice turf horse before he ended up going on and winning a Kentucky Derby in the Preakness. So he's got the pedigree. The question is this too much too soon? And is he going to be able to take on winners?
I think a good trip's coming, though, in stalking range on the outside, and we know the distance isn't going to be an issue. He is 8-1 on the morning line. That would be a fair price. Give me numbers.
I'm going 6, 7, 2, 4. I think the outside 2 horse is strictly the ones to beat.
7, 4, 2, 6 for me in the Grade 3 Gray Stakes at Woodbine on Sunday. If you are playing that card from home, here's what you need to do. Go to drf.com/fall. Use the promo code FALL300. Access a $300 sign-up bonus. Start betting, start winning. Approximate post time for the Grade 3 Gray Stakes. Race number 8 at Woodbine on Sunday, 4:57 Eastern. Best of luck.